The Senate will please come to order. It's my pleasure to introduce for today's devotional exercise the Reverend Arnold Isidore Thomas of the Good Shepherd Lutheran Church of Jericho. Welcome, Reverend. We'll give you a moment to zoom in. Welcome, Reverend. Good morning.
Good morning. It's good to be here.
And you may begin.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. Now and then I conduct a course for members of my church called Creating Your Credo. A credo is a statement of faith or religious belief that serves as a guiding principle for your behavior and actions in the world, which so often begins with one's concept of God. Nearly everyone has a personal credo or a principle of behavior, be that person religious, spiritual, agnostic, or atheist. And if necessary, my interest is to figure out how that person's credo formed that individual's life. So I start with my own credo, and it's called the Realm of God, which I sometimes share with members of my worship community in the form of a responsive reading, divided between the leader who begins each sentence with the statement, and the congregation that ends that sentence after a brief pause. So I will share it with you, followed by a prayer and a prayer response. And this is how it goes. The realm of God is in you. The realm of God seeks not to impoverish you, but empower you. The realm of God seeks not to discourage you, but encourage you. The realm of God looks not on outward appearances, but upon the heart. The realm of God seeks less to scare the hell out of you than to love heaven into you. The realm of God reconciles the risen with the fallen, the spirit with flesh, and Satan's with saints. The realm of God blinds us with a sacred light that binds us to a divine darkness, so that in darkness we may see with insight. The realm of God is exalted in resources, yet humble in heart. The realm of God is the soul's venture into uncharted infinity that begins with you. The realm of God anoints you to bind the brokenhearted, release the captives, and liberate the oppressed. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God abides in us. The realm of God is in you. Let us pray. Faithful and abiding God, forgive our attempts to fashion you in our own image, hubris and greed. Enable us to see you in all that is good, holy, and just, in the healing compassion that lifts us all from the muddy mire and dung heaps of division, depression, and despair. Enliven us by your alluring fragrance of your Spirit, to know the wholeness and holiness of living in you. Amen. And then the prayer response. Creator of us one and all, whose justice flows like waterfalls, whose righteousness a cleansing rain, that washes away every stain. Wash away our muddy cloak that binds our eyes and makes us choke. Make us angels of your will, as offspring of you with you still. Hear our voices when we call, Creator of us one and all. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend. Wow, thank you.
You are most welcome.
I'll kindly ask senators to stand this morning for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Are there any announcements this morning? Seeing none, hearing none, we have a referral. House Bill H-183 being on the calendar for notice and affecting the expenditures of the state under Rule 31 is referred to the Committee on Appropriations. We also have a Senate resolution, JRS 27, relating to weekend adjournment. Please listen to the reading of the resolution.
JRS 27, Joint Resolution Relating to Weekend Adjournment. Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives that when the two houses adjourn on Friday, May 7, 2021, it be to meet again no later than Tuesday, May 11, 2021.
The question is, shall the Senate adopt the resolution on its part? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've adopted the resolution. We have two House bills for reference. H-140, an act relating to approval of amendments to the charter of the town of Williston, introduced in the House on January 27th, 2021. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
H-140, an act relating to approval of amendments to the charter of the town of Williston.
You've heard the first reading of the bill. The bill, having failed to meet crossover, is referred to the Committee on Rules. Also, H-361, an act relating to approval of amendments to the charter of the town of Brattleboro, introduced in the House on February 26, 2021. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
H-361, an act relating to approval of amendments to the charter of the town of Brattleboro.
Also failing to meet the crossover deadline, the bill is referred to the Committee on Rules. This brings us to the orders of the day. We have on the calendar today S-114, an act relating to improving pre-kindergarten through grade 12 literacy within the state. The House has proposed to the Senate to amend the bill as set forth on pages 1559 to 1567 of today's calendar. The underlying question is, shall the Senate concur with the House proposal of amendment on S-114? The senator from Bennington, Senator Campion, is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. After quite a bit of back and forth with the members and the chair of House Education, we have decided to concur. We appreciate, their work early on, as well as their continued work. We worked really hand in glove as much as we possibly could bring you today this concurrence. Overall, the bill has not changed too much. The basic bones are still there. A couple of major or larger changes that I'll point out. One, senators will recall that we directed money to the Agency of Education to provide teachers with funding for literacy training. Again, after several conversations with the House and the agency, we landed on having the Agency of Education provide professional development learning modules for teachers in methods of teaching literacy and assisting supervisory unions in implementing system-wide literacy approaches. The Secretary of Education will contract out for these positions, which will reach more teachers than the original model would have. Additionally, a systems approach we believe is much better. More teachers can be reached through this process, not just those that are teaching reading, but those who are teaching other subjects as well. Secondly, the House appropriated, and we agree with $450,000 being used to recommend how federal funds can be used in our schools to improve literacy. Senators well know that schools have right now roughly $400 million of federal funds, some of which have been earmarked, if you will, for certain projects in schools, but there are enough funds left over where one of the things we hope schools might consider doing is working on literacy in their schools. So this $450,000 will go, basically the agency will hire contractors to go out and help schools to identify ways to use their funds to address, to create best practices in teaching literacy instruction to students pre-K through third grade. It'll recommend how to provide professional development for teachers and school leaders and methods of teaching literacy, and recommend policy, procedures, and other methods to ensure that improvements in literacy outcomes are sustained. In short, this is a big investment in literacy. It gives the agency a lot of flexibility. It gives schools flexibility. I appreciate all of the work that everyone has put into this. Just to bring senators back to the very early conversations we had on this topic back in February, is that 50% of our third graders are not reading at grade level. And we know that once that happens, once you are behind in literacy, first of all, it's very hard to catch up. And when you can't catch up, we see other things start to happen. We see behavior issues. We see issues in other subjects. We see self-esteem decrease. So we really believe it is essential that the state, that all of us take this step, make this investment, and look forward to years ahead where our students are reading better and therefore being able to perform in other academics subjects better. One issue that, for example, has come before our committee this year, which we appreciate from Senator McCormick, is the issue of civic education. And in some ways, this can be considered a step in improving civic education. Unless students, again, are reading at grade level, have the skills they need, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to get one's head around the Federalist Papers, to understand some of the founding documents. So this, in many ways, is, I think, a transformative step, and I look forward to seeing the results in the future. Our committee took a vote of 6-0-0 and hope the Senate will concur with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the Senate concur with the House proposal of amendment on S-114? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you concur with the House proposal of amendment on S-114. We have on the calendar for action H-177, read for the first time on March 12th, 2021. It was referred to the Committee on Government Operations, which reports it has considered the bill and recommends the bill be amended as set forth on page 1568 of today's calendar, and that when so amended, the bill ought to pass. Please listen to the second reading of H-177.
H-177, An act relating to approval of an amendment to the charter of the city of Montpelier.
The senator from Washington, Senator Polina, is recognized for the report of the Committee on Government Operations.
Thank you, Madam President. Appreciate it. I'm going to speak to the bill, and then we do have a short amendment to offer as well. This charter change allows non-citizens who are permanent legal residents of Montpelier to vote in local Montpelier elections. They will not vote in state or federal elections for governor or legislature, for example. They will not vote in school elections. They will only vote in Montpelier local matters. The language in the bill is pretty straightforward, but I'm going to address a few of the questions that have been raised about this effort. First, interestingly, we found that Vermont has a long tradition of local communities allowing non-citizens to vote in local elections and even hold local office. When challenged, the Vermont Supreme Court has upheld it every time. We heard from Peter Teachout, constitutional scholar at Vermont Law School. Betsy Ann Rask, who at the time was our legislative counsel, prepared an extensive document on the constitutional history of this question. Paul Gillies, an attorney and constitutional historian, former Deputy Secretary of State. We also heard from Dan Richardson, a Montpelier attorney and member of the Montpelier City Council. They all agreed that designating local voters is a question of local policy, not constitutionality. So there's a long tradition of these efforts taking place around the state of Vermont, going back to the 1700s. For what it's worth, people have asked, and I would say this charter change will not lead to second homeowners voting in Vermont or anyone else, because under the law, a person can only vote in one place. So someone who's voting resident of Connecticut cannot also vote in Montpelier. It's just against the law. Non-citizen legal residents will register like any of us do, fill out a registration form, declare residency, take the oath, show proof of identification. But when they come to the question, are you a citizen of the United States, they will simply check the no box. Montpelier City Clerk will maintain two checklists, one with everyone able to vote in local Montpelier elections and another with those who can vote in all elections. The city clerk will also prepare separate ballots as needed and take care of other paperwork that might be necessary to carry out this charter change. For perspective, Chicago and San Francisco allow non-citizens to vote in school elections. 11 municipalities in Maryland allow non-citizen voting in local issues. We spoke with an election administrator from Tacoma Park, Maryland, a city with a population of 16,000, where they have been allowing non-citizens to vote since 1992 without any problems whatsoever. I would remind us that Montpelier voters strongly supported this charter change, voting 66% in favor. The vote was 2,857 to 1,488. This change covers legal residents only and those who are in compliance with federal immigration rules only. People who live and work in the community, rent their own homes, send their kids to local schools, pay taxes, and contribute to our community in many ways. This change will help give them a voice in local community decisions. I would also remind us that the other chamber has approved this charter change twice in the last couple of years. The Government Operations Committee voted 4-1-0 to support this charter change, and we asked the Senate to join us in doing so.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the Senate propose to the House to amend the bill as recommended by the Committee on Government Operations? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. Oh, the senator from Franklin is recognized. Excuse me, Senator.
Requesting a roll call, please.
The senator from Franklin has requested a roll call vote. Are you ready for the question?
Madam President, I just want to be certain that we don't have to offer the amendment first.
Oh, excuse me, Senator. We should offer the amendment first. I'm sorry, I believe that was, I had understood that to be included in your report. So let's offer the amendment first, and then we will note that there has been a request for a roll call vote when we call the question. So Senator, you may proceed. Thank you.
Thank you. As it turns out, the bill as it came to us from the other body, only the way it was written, it only allows non-citizens to vote, which is an oversight, I'm sure. So in defining who can vote in Montpelier elections, the bill inadvertently left out the word citizen of the United States. So the amendment adds in Section 2, Section 2 now states that any person may register to vote in Montpelier city elections who on election day is a legal resident of the United States. That would mean only legal residents could vote in Montpelier, not necessarily including U.S. citizens. So the amendment would add the words a citizen of the United States or before the word legal resident of the United States. So it's clearly an oversight that they forgot to include citizens in the bill that came to us from this other body.
Thank you, Senator. I may go back to the senator from Franklin and just confirm or ask the senator to re-ask his motion. On the question, let me restate it, is shall the Senate propose to the House to amend the bill as recommended by the Committee on Operations? The senator from Franklin is then recognized.
The request for roll call is on the underlying bill, not on the amendment.
Okay, thank you. So the question is, again, shall the Senate propose to the House to amend the bill as recommended by the Committee on Government Operations? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you propose to the House to amend the bill as recommended by the Committee on Government Operations. The question now is, shall a bill be read the third time? The senator from Windham is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. May I inquire of the reporter?
You may.
Thank you, Madam President. The question that I have for the reporter is, do you know how many charter changes come before your committee in an average legislative session, Senator?
I'm not sure exactly, but we get more than a handful every session. I would say maybe sometimes up to 10 or so, sometimes less. But the tradition also is that we believe in our committee generally that if a community decides to change their charter, it's who are we to tell them not to. So we inevitably do approve charter changes just about all the time. So I would say sometimes maybe as many as 10.
Thank you, Madam President.
The question is, shall the bill be read the third time? The senator from Franklin is recognized.
May I interrogate the reporter of the bill, Madam President?
You may.
Is Vermont a Dillon's Rules state that requires the legislature to also vote on local charter changes?
Yes, Madam President.
And has there been instances in the past in which the legislature has chosen not to approve charter changes?
I assume that there have been some. I'm not familiar with too many, and I don't know if our committee has ever rejected a charter change, but I can't speak for the other body. But I would say the answer is probably yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are you ready for the question? The question is, shall a bill be read the third time? I believe the senator from Franklin has moved that there be a roll call vote. The secretary is kindly asked to call the roll.
Senator Ballant.
Yes.
Senator Baruth.
Yes.
Senator Benning.
No.
Senator Bray.
Yes.
Senator Brock.
No.
Senator Campion.
Yes.
Senator Chittenden.
Aye.
Senator Clarkson.
Yes.
Senator Collmore.
No.
Senator Cummings.
Yes.
Senator Hardy.
Yes.
Senator Hooker.
Yes.
Senator Ingalls.
No.
Senator Kitchell.
Yes.
Senator Lyons.
Yes.
Senator McDonald.
Yes.
Senator Mazza.
Yes.
Senator McCormack.
Yes.
Senator Nitka.
No.
Senator Parent.
No.
Senator Pearson.
Aye.
Senator Perschlick.
Yes.
Senator Polina.
Yes.
Senator Rahm.
Yes.
Senator Sears.
Yes.
Senator Sirotkin.
Yes.
Senator Starr.
No.
Senator Terenzini.
No.
Senator Westman.
No.
Senator White.
Yes.
Please listen to the results of your vote. The yeas 21, the nays 9, and you've ordered third reading of H 177. We have on the calendar for action H 428, read for the first time on March 23rd, 2021. It was referred to the Committee on Judiciary, which reports it has considered the bill and recommends that the bill be amended as set forth on pages 1568 to 1569 of today's calendar, and that when so amended, the bill ought to pass. Please listen to the second reading of H 428.
H 428, an act relating to hate-motivated crimes and misconduct.
The senator from Chittenden, Senator Baruth, is recognized for the report of the Committee on Judiciary. Senator, good morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. H 428, senators will find on page 1568 in the calendar. It provides for an enhanced penalty in the event that someone is found guilty of hate motivation in the commission of a crime. The genesis for this bill, we have had a hate crimes statute for a while, but the genesis of the bill was frustration with the inability to have existing statute ever come into significant play. And the reason for that is, if senators will look at section 1, subdivision A under hate motivated crimes, you'll see that the House struck the word maliciously. So as it stood, our statute said that if someone was guilty of conduct that was maliciously motivated, according to perceiving someone to be in a protected category, then they could receive this enhanced penalty. In practice, proving that someone's intent was malicious is notoriously difficult because we're not built to get into the minds of other people. So finding evidence of malicious intent or motivation frustrated a number of prosecutions or attempts to apply this enhanced penalty. So what the House did, somewhat simply, was to strike the word maliciously, and then they added, later in the bill, you'll see they added the National Guard to the protected categories in the bill. In our looking at it, your Senate Judiciary Committee discussed it with the AG's office, the ACLU, and others, and we thought that we needed greater clarity, greater guidance for courts and judges in how to use the statute. So you'll notice that in our work, we've added the phrase in whole or in part. And so it now reads, if this were to pass, a person who commits, causes to be committed, or attempts to commit any crime and whose conduct is motivated in whole or in part by the victim's actual or perceived, and then down below are the categories. Now, that whole or in part comes from existing legislation and case law that was suggested to us, I believe, if my memory is correct, by the David Scher of the AG's office. Then, if you go down to B, we've added suspenders to the belt. The victim's actual or perceived protected category or categories need not be the predominant reason or the sole reason for the defendant's conduct. So what we're getting at is someone who commits one of these violent crimes, and there is some evidence that they were motivated by hate toward one of these protected categories. It doesn't need to be the overriding reason for the attack. And again, that's deliberate, and it's done in two different ways in two different sections. Then if you go down a little further, you do get the enumeration of the protected categories, and that would now expand U.S. Armed Forces to include the National Guard, and this takes effect on passage. We heard from John Campbell from the Department of State's Attorneys and Sheriffs, Zuzana Davis, Executive Director of Racial Equity, Bryn Hare, Legislative Counsel, Marshall Paul, Appellate and Juvenile Defender, Defender General's Office, David Scher, the AG's Office, Falco Schilling from the ACLU, Julio Thompson, Director of the Civil Rights Unit at the AG's Office, and Rebecca Turner from Office of the Defender General. Our amendment, and we passed the bill on to you with a 5-0-0 vote, and we hope the body will concur.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the Senate propose to the House to amend the bill as recommended by the Committee on Judiciary? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you propose to the House to amend the bill as recommended by the Committee on Judiciary. The question now is, shall the bill be read the third time? Are you ready for the question?
Roll call.
The senator from Bennington has requested a roll call vote. Are you ready for the question? Okay. The secretary is kindly asked to call the roll.
Senator Ballant,
Yes.
Senator Baruch,
Yes.
Senator Benning,
Yes.
Senator Bray,
Yes.
Senator Brock,
Yes.
Senator Campion,
Yes.
Senator Chittenden,
Aye.
Senator Clarkson,
Yes.
Senator Collimore,
Yes.
Senator Cummings,
Yes.
Senator Hardy,
Yes.
Senator Hooker,
Yes.
Senator Ingalls,
Yes.
Senator Kitchell,
Yes.
Senator Lyons,
Yes.
Senator McDonald,
Yes.
Senator Mazza,
Yes.
Senator McCormack,
Yes.
Senator Nitka,
Yes.
Senator Parent,
Yes.
Senator Pearson,
Aye.
Senator Perschlick,
Yes.
Senator Polina,
Yes.
Senator Rahm,
Yes.
Senator Sears,
Yes.
Senator Sirotkin,
Yes.
Senator Starr,
Yes.
Senator Terenzini,
Yes.
Senator Westman,
Yes.
Senator White,
Yes.
Please listen to the results of your vote. The yeas 30, the nays 0, and you've ordered third reading of H 428. We have a number of bills on the calendar for third reading. We'll begin with H 421. Are there any amendments before third reading? Please listen to the third reading of H 421.
Out back.
I just want to confirm, there are no amendments before third reading. Okay, great. Please listen to the third reading of H 421.
H 421, an act relating to animal cruelty investigation, response, and training.
The question is, shall the bill pass in concurrence? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Ayes have it, and you've passed H 421 in concurrence. We have on the calendar for third reading H430, which was ordered on April 30th, 2021. Are there any amendments before third reading? Please listen to the third reading of the bill.
H430, an act relating to expanding eligibility for Dr. Dinosaur to all income-eligible children and pregnant individuals regardless of immigration status.
The question is, shall the bill pass in concurrence? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay.
No.
The ayes appear to have it, the ayes do have it, and you've passed H430 in concurrence. Finally, we have on the calendar for third reading H434, which is also ordered on April 30th, 2021. Are there any amendments before third reading? Please listen to the third reading of H434.
H434, an act relating to establishing the Agricultural Innovation Board.
You've heard the third reading of the bill. The question now is, shall the bill pass in concurrence? Are you ready for the question? Please unmute. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've passed H434 in concurrence. This completes the orders of the day. The senator from Windham is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Appearing on the calendar for notice, I move to suspend the rules and to take up S142 for immediate consideration.
The senator from Windham has moved that the rules be suspended and S142 be taken up for immediate consideration. Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've suspended the rules to take up S142 for immediate consideration. We have on the calendar S142, which was, hold on. Thank you. So we have on the calendar S142, which was referred to the Committee on Government Operations, which reports it has considered the bill and is offering an amendment, which is on today's calendar at page 1570. The senator from Chittenden is recognized, Senator Ram, for the report of the Committee on Government Operations. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. S142 would designate August 31st as Overdose Awareness Day in Vermont. Creating this designation would place Vermont among a growing number of states and countries recognizing this day of grieving, healing, and renewed commitment to support individuals with substance use disorder and their families, as well as to honor the memory of those who have been lost to drug overdose. It would create an ongoing annual day of awareness and instruct the governor to have all state-owned flagpoles fly the state flag at half staff. Section 1 of the resolution includes findings about the way opioids have impacted the lives of Vermonters. For example, in calendar year 2019, approximately 100 non-suicidal drug deaths involving opioids were recorded, 87% of which were fentanyl related. And in calendar year 2020, the number of similar deaths increased to 134, 89% of which were fentanyl related. It also acknowledges we are joining an international effort to hold Overdose Awareness Day on August 31st to raise awareness of drug overdoses, to reduce the associated stigma, and to acknowledge the grief of the families and friends of people who have experienced a drug overdose. Section 2 creates Overdose Awareness Day and designates it on August 31st of each year. Section 3 establishes the flag protocol for the Department of Buildings and General Services, acknowledging that we have the state jurisdiction to direct state flags be flown at half-staff on August 31st each year on all state-owned flagpoles. Our executive manager of government business services in BGS relayed that she maintains a list of 350 individuals who maintain a state flag, and this effort would likely spark conversations across the state should those individuals and organizations choose to create their own acknowledgements in our local Vermont communities of Overdose Awareness Day. Section 4 is the effective date of July 1st, 2021. The committee received testimony from the Office of Legislative Counsel, one of our wonderful legal interns from Vermont Law School this year who helped to draft the resolution, the executive manager of Government Business Services Division in BGS. Madam Speaker, this resolution was originally requested by a constituent who lost her son to an accidental drug overdose, and she has helped organize other individuals and families in the state affected by overdose. As she expressed, her son wanted so badly to recover, and he relapsed and was gone. He died on April 26, 3 years ago, and it meant a great deal to her that very much by happenstance, that is when the bill was introduced in the Senate. If I may, I would like to read her words about what passage of this resolution would mean.
Without objection.
I hope that this simple act before the legislators will be a reminder to all Vermonters that our children's lives mattered. They had aspirations and dreams that were cut off by a different epidemic, the opioid epidemic. This bill's purpose is not only a simple commemoration, but a message to those in recovery and to those currently struggling with the nightmare of addiction that their lives matter too. They too have aspirations and dreams and deserve the right to access treatment without scorn or stigma. Thanks for your dedication to this cause. Madam President, your Government Operations Committee passed this bill, or resolution, I should say, on a vote of 5-0-0 and asks for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. The first question is, shall the bill be amended as moved by the Senator from Chittenden? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've amended the bill as recommended by the Senator from Chittenden. The question now is, shall the bill be read the third time? Are you ready for the question? The Senator from Windham is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. As I was driving home last Friday evening, I received a very sad phone call on my way home to Brattleboro that another dear friend of mine lost a child to the opioid epidemic. I know I speak for everyone in this chamber. We all know people in our communities who have been touched by this terrible emergency. And as I drove home, I was thinking about how there is no greater grief than losing a child. And what I realized is this child of a friend of mine was also a dear friend of our longtime childcare provider. And she told me that she has lost 17 friends in Windham County since 2013. 17 young people. And again, I know that that is true for all of us in our communities. I want to thank the Committee on Government Operations for moving this bill forward. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the bill be read the third time? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've ordered third reading of S 142. Senator from Windham is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Pending announcements, I move that the Senate stand in adjournment until Wednesday, May 5th at 10 a.m.
The senator from Windham has moved that subject to any announcements, the Senate do adjourn until Wednesday, May 5th at 10 a.m. Are there any announcements this morning? The senator from Washington is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Finance will meet at 11 o'clock.
Thank you. The senior senator from Chittenden is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Health and Welfare will meet tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock to discuss H-225 and the proposed language from Senate Judiciary. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. The senator from Addison is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Natural Resources and Energy will meet tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Thank you. The senator from Windham is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Government Operations will meet at 11.
Thank you. The senator from Bennington is recognized. Senator Campion, and then I will move to our senior senator.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Education will meet at 1 p.m. this afternoon.
Thank you. And the senior senator from Bennington.
Madam President, I wonder if the Rules Committee could meet today or tomorrow on H-225 since the Health and Welfare is taking it up and it's still in rules.
The senator from Windham is recognized.
Thank you, Senator. Yes, there will be a Rules Committee meeting immediately following floor action today. I was hoping that the chairs of Judiciary and Government Operations will be in attendance. Thank you.
Thank you.
The senior senator from Caledonia is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. At this point, I don't believe Senate Appropriations will meet. We've got the budget passed and we have no bills except one that was referred this morning. So unless you get a message to meet at 1:30, we can take the afternoon off to prepare for the Committee of Conference discussion. But keep your eyes out. But at this point, Appropriations will not be meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. The senator from Windsor is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Over the weekend, on Sunday and today, we celebrate two very important women and birthdays. Taurian women are notoriously famous for being independent and loyal, dependable, emotionally strong and powerful, women who can handle huge amounts of stress, sensible, reliable, and down to earth. I'd like to honor the entire Windham delegation for having these characteristics. They are astonishing women, and we're very proud of them. And I'd just like to note that on Senator White's birthday, which was Sunday, May 2nd, that she would appreciate the fact that in 1194, King Richard I gave Portsmouth its first royal charter. And in 1670, King Charles II granted a permanent charter to the Hudson Bay Company to open up the fur trade in North America. Today, we honor also the birthday of Senator Ballant, our own President Pro Tem, who shares the birthday with some incredible people, Horace Mann, Audrey Hepburn, and several others. Ella Fitzgerald won her first Grammy Award today. And most importantly, though, given that she is our first female pro tem of the Senate, in 1979, Margaret Thatcher was elected as the United Kingdom's first female prime minister. So today, we honor these two extraordinary women in our midst. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator. Are there any further announcements this morning? The senior senator from Caledonia is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to update my announcement. Appropriations will be meeting at 1:30. We did have a bill referred to us, and so we'll take it up this afternoon, 1:30. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. And the senator from Windsor is further recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Democratic Caucus will meet at 12:15. We have a number of things to discuss. The link to that for the public is on the legislative website under announcements. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And the senator from Caledonia is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate institutions will meet at 1:30.
Thank you. Are there any further announcements? The senator from Windham is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. As you know, on Tuesdays, I usually share a bit of literature with you from one of my favorite authors. And in lieu of that this morning, if I may, point of personal privilege, Madam President, I wanted to just share with you something that happened to me last night. Several nights every week, I go for a dark walk in the woods, and I don't bring a light. I like to be completely and totally immersed in the darkness and just tune my senses to the sounds and the smells. And it was on the eve of my birthday, and I wanted desperately to hear an owl. That's what I wanted. I went into the woods to hear an owl, and I was just in the last few minutes of my walk and thought I would not get this wish of mine. And then two owls started to call to each other in the night. And I just stood there in complete and total awe, in awe of nature, in awe of the power of the woods to heal, to rejuvenate, to ground us. And what I wish for all of us this week is that each of us will have a moment of awe, no matter how small or inconsequential in the moment, that you may be able to feel the joy that I felt last night at this gift. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Senator. Hearing no additional announcements, the senator from Windham has moved that the Senate adjourn until Wednesday, May 5th at 10 a.m. Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and the Senate stands adjourned until May 5th at 10 a.m.